दोस्तों आज हम एक बहुत ही मशहूर जगह की वीडियो दिखाने जा रहे हैं जिसका नाम है अल्कैट्राज़ आइलैंड। ये समंदर के बीच एक छोटा सा टापू है जहाँ पहले दुनिया की सबसे खतरनाक जेल होती थी। यहाँ सिर्फ डेंजरस क्रिमिनल को रखा जाता था और लोग कहते हैं कि यहाँ से भागना नामुमकिन था।
वाह यार, ये तो फिर ज़रूर देखना होगा भाई। यार ये अल्कैट्राज़, क्या अल्कैट्राज़ आइलैंड
जी।
यार ये तो कोई जेल ऐसी जिसमें मतलब कोई कैदी भाग ही नहीं सके, ये तो उनके लिए तो फिर जीना ही आराम होगा।
और यार ये जेल भी बनाई भी तो देखो कहाँ समंदर के बीचों बीच, जो ना कैदी कहीं भाग सके ना कभी सोच सके भागने का।
हाँ यार, ये तो फिर देखना ही पड़ेगा इसका मतलब।
Alcatraz Island is situated in the middle of the San Francisco Bay, about 1.25 miles offshore, and was once home to some of the country's most notorious prisoners. The prison on Alcatraz was built in 1934 and was used for less than 30 years. While it may seem like a strange place for a prison, the cold water and the rough currents made it basically impossible
यार
to
ये
escape.
तो कोई घूमने फिरने वाली जगह लग रही है।
One of San Francisco's top tourist attractions. I took my dad to visit on a recent trip since he had never been to the island. Here's all the information on what it's like to visit Alcatraz in 2022. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments and let's jump into it.
यार मुझे तो ये जगह ऐसी लग रही जैसे कोई जिन वाली फिल्म
To
में
get to
नहीं दिखाते
Alcatraz, I'd
जैसे।
recommend taking public transportation or rideshare. Parking can be incredibly expensive in this part of San Francisco, plus the area is known for car break-ins as well. Also, be sure to get your tickets in advance, even weeks or months in advance, as they sell out during the summer and during busy times of the year. Today we're in San Francisco and we're getting ready to take a tour of Alcatraz. Before boarding, they have a replica of the island so you can see what you're about to explore. I recommend you get the first boat of the day as you're the
अच्छा,
first
यानी कि
group
अब
to go
समझ
over the
आया
island,
कि
so
यहाँ
there's a
लोग
lot
घूमने
less
फिरने
people.
भी आते हैं
Once
और
you're there,
यहाँ
you
की
can
जो
return
तारीख
to your
जो
boat
है ना
to
अपने
Hawaii.
कैमरे में सेव कर सके।
There's even a compass around
मतलब
Alcatraz.
फिर भी
that
अच्छी
shows
खासी
you
बड़ी जगह है,
all
जेल
the
के अलावा
different
भी
places
जगह
that you're
है।
looking at when you're standing on the island. Before you leave, note the times that the boats come back so that you know when you want to leave the island. There are boats pretty much
इतनी
every
बड़ी
30
जगह, वो
minutes
भी
that take you
समंदर
back
के
to the
बीच।
mainland, so it's not hard to find one when you want to go. After getting checked in, you can board onto the boat and find where you want to sit. Saying goodbye to San Francisco and heading off to Alcatraz Island. The trip to
ये भी
Alcatraz is
ऐसा
only
पहाड़
around
जैसा बना
15
हुआ है और
minutes.
जेल भी लगता है पहाड़ की चोटी पे होगी। ये देख,
On the way over, you get great views of the island, the Golden Gate Bridge, the Bay Bridge, and even downtown San Francisco. Just the boat ride itself is a highlight on the visit to Alcatraz.
यानी कि ये अच्छे खासे एरिया में फैला हुआ है ये।
Once you get off the boat, you have to
दूर
meet
से
the
ऐसे
ranger
दिख
for
रहा
a
है लेकिन
short
करीब जाओ तो
orientation, and
पूरा
then you're
शहर
free
बना
to
हुआ है
explore the
छोटा।
island. You can also pay $1 to get a little guidebook, and it's definitely worth doing this if you want to learn more about what you're seeing. We made it to Alcatraz Island, the rock. We're going to explore. I would recommend that you plan for at least a few hours and possibly a half day to spend on the island. While this is not a complete tour that I'm doing in this video, I will show you many of the main things that you get to see when you visit Alcatraz. Just so you know, they said walking up to the cell house is about 13 flights of stairs, but for those with mobility issues, they do have a little tram you can take to get up there. Our first stop was to walk to the cell house to get
अगर मैं होता ना यहाँ तो मैं तो मछलियाँ पकड़ता समंदर के किनारे बैठकर।
I have another video you can see up here about it. Entering the main prison on Alcatraz and grabbing
जगह
our
तो बहुत
audio
अच्छी है
tour.
यार।
We were the first people to enter the cell house, so we had to wait a little bit for the audio tours to get set up. But once they were, you could grab an audio tour, and then it was self-guided for you to explore the prison and to stop at the different numbers to hear what they had to say. This is a fantastic audio tour that takes you all around the cell house and tells different stories of prisoners and guards. There's so much information to take in on this audio tour, so you definitely want to plan a little
यार
time to
वैसे ये
experience
जेल
it.
के कमरे इतने छोटे
The
कि
cell
यहाँ
house
तो
was
मेरे
originally
ख्याल में
supposed to
सांस
hold
लेना भी
600
मुश्किल होगा।
prisoners, and when it was built, it was the largest steel-reinforced concrete structure in the world.
है ना?
It was actually a difficult project for them to undertake in 1912, as they had to find fresh water that was not available on the island.
हाँ यार, वैसे यहाँ पे अगर किसी को अकेला छोड़ दिया जाए वो तो डर के पागल हो जाएगा।
Machine Gun Kelly and Scarface.
ये लगता है कैदी है खतरनाक।
Pops is demonstrating the solitary confinement cell. It sounds horrible. Man was never intended to live as a caged animal. I agree. I don't know how you put somebody in here.
It says right now in the U.S. 61,000 people are in solitary.
That's horrible.
या वैसे अगर आप यहाँ होते तो भागने का प्लान क्या होता?
यार यहाँ तो भागने का कोई रास्ता ही नहीं है, समंदर ही समंदर है।
Supposedly philosophers like Kant were especially popular. From there, we walked up and down the rows of cells. In some of the cells, you could see books or you could see art that the inmates were working on.
Hey, can I get a little privacy here, please?
यार वैसे मुझे तो ये जगह जिंदगी भर याद रहेगी, यानी डर और हैरानगी दोनों साथ हैं।
Escaping, digging it out with a spoon. They would go inside of the utility corridor and then try to make it all the way to the roof and then swim away. You could even see the utility corridor behind the cells, and there was a cell that had a replica of a fake body that was actually created by one of the inmates during an escape attempt. The average price to call these different places was $5.70 to call 15 minutes to California, when the national average was 15 cents. After leaving the cell house, there's a small museum in
वैसे
the
यार
warden's office.
बाकी
which
ये
has some
जगह
photo
नाकाबिले
booths.
तारीफ है यार, देख के अच्छा भी लग रहा है और ऐसा खौफ भी आ रहा है।
See it inside of the warden's office. We had skipped the kitchen in the Times Square area, so we backtracked to that before leaving the cell house. Finishing the audio tour in the dining hall. This is what you would have had for breakfast in 1963. Cereal, wheat, eggs, milk, fruit, toast, and butter. Have you ever jaywalked? You're going to Alcatraz. After turning in your audio tour, you'll head down to a small museum about incarceration and then a large store for the property. In order to leave the store, basically escaping the prison block.
ये
What do you think of Alcatraz prison?
Yeah, very depressing. Really hard,
Make sure you listen to the audio tour to really appreciate it.
for sure.
From there, we headed out to explore the lighthouse, which was the first built on the west coast, and the remains of the Warden House. All these beautiful plants and everything are from the gardens of Alcatraz, which are run by volunteers.